Hello everybody, welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. There's my big giant head behind this already big giant head. A lot of big Graham Elwood heads on the show today. This article was submitted by Patreon supporter Tim Stack. Tim, you've been supporting the show from day one. Thank you so much. This is one of the things you get at the $5 level, folks. Please support the Patreon. YouTube has cut my revenue by about 60 to 70% because they've been throttling my videos, and also that I have actively stopped taking money from the Amazon affiliate program. Revenue stream is a little down, so I'm really dependent upon Patreon. So please join the revolution of political vigilantes by going to the Patreon. You get early access to stuff, you get free content. There's a lot of things you could do. Even for $1 or $2 a month, you could support the show. $24 a year, you could support the show. Think about what you waste money on every month, every day, that could help this. Getting more stories like this out there. This story that Tim submitted was written in the UK, and it's about how centrism is basically dying and they're trying to bring it back. It focuses, and it's a very lengthy, in-depth article. I suggest you read it. It focuses on how centrism has... they're trying to say that it's on the rise back, and it's not, but it's interesting because it's not just the UK centrism, it's obviously the centrism that we've had here from the Clintons and Bush and Obama and everybody. It's a very interesting article, and how they keep trying to attack Jeremy Corbyn. So this is what it's called. Don't believe the hype about the new Labour rebellion. Centrism is dead. In Britain and in Europe, the centre governed with grudging acquiescence of trade union leaders, but no longer. This is by Richard Seymour. It came out August 8th. And the violent crushing of unions and apocalyptic political defeat of the left created the space for a new centre to emerge under Tony Blair. The article goes into how Margaret Thatcher was very good at crushing unions, and this is the thing we've talked about in America a lot, is the death of the liberal class, as Chris Hedges calls it, has brought this centrist globalization corporate nonsense that has crushed unions. We've demonized unions. They've done a great job of equating Soviet Union communism with socialism. They're always bad-mouthing socialism now that it's becoming more popular than ever, with victories such as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and more people just actively saying, I'm a socialist, or I'm a democratic socialist of America, whatever. So this is sort of, this article goes into what happened, and Tony Blair was a huge centrist. He was a big buddy of Bush and getting the UK into the global war on terror. The UK has done a lot of, they know how to be imperialists, and they're seeing our style of imperialism and going, hey, there's a lot of profit in that. Let's stick to this centrist nonsense. As long as the global economy was expanding, powered by huge growth in Southeast Asia and the explosion of the financial sector, there was enough political stability to support the post-Thatcher consensus, and it didn't matter if voting turnout collapsed among poor voters. Sound familiar? Since a few swing voters would anchor government to the center. It's the nonsense the Democrats have been telling all of us. No, don't be out there on the left. You guys on the left, nothing will get done. I was even having this discussion with a friend of mine over the weekend. He's like, well, Graham, if Bernie would have won, do you think he would have gotten anything done? You mean like this already broken Congress has the worst approval ever? So you really, like, when I hear people say that, like, well, they won't get anything done though. What's happening? What's getting done now? This corporate centrist bullshit. What's getting fixed now? Oh, our government's working so great. If we bring in Bernie and these lefties, oh, it'll ruin this great thing we already have going. Everyone's getting screwed. The only people that are doing well are the 1%ers. It's like when Bernie did that town hall meeting in West Virginia after the presidential election, and all these red state coal miners were like, dang, man, you really actually got my back. Same thing with Jeremy Corbyn. People like Jeremy Corbyn are a threat to the centrist corporate machine. And when the recession happened and everything collapsed, What happened? What did people do? In the face of uncertainty, people wanted reassurance. The political center was a security blanket. Obama comes in, hope and change, great marketing campaign. I bought it. You know, he had the House and the Senate and couldn't get any left-wing policies passed. Minor ones here and there. He got basically Romneycare passed. We could have had full-on single-payer health care. We could have had Medicare for all. We could have had that. But Democrats were in the majority, and Democrats helped undermine it. If every Democrat would have voted for it, we would have passed it. Oh, and we might have even needed just like a Republican or two. We would have gotten it. Nope. Got gay marriage passed. Okay, cool. That's good. But policies that actually help working class people? Nah, man. So what's been going on? Since approximately 2014, the center has been in a free fall in Europe and North America. In Britain and in Europe, investor competition is complicated by mass trade union movements linked to social democratic parties. The center governed with the grudging acquiescence of trade union leaders until recently. Yeah. With everybody pulling to the center, the trade unions had to buckle. Not just in the UK, but here in America. When America was doing best is when it had a lot of unions and a lot of regulation. That's when America's economy was really doing well. It had a high tax rate. As long as the system was delivering growth, weakened unions were tactically conservative, resisting major offenses for fear of losing more. However, the crisis of the unions has only worsened in recent years of relative economic stagnation and austerity. The union leadership's despairing break with the center helped give Corbyn the leadership. That's why Bernie did so well, and they still cheated him. Because we have a system in place that cheats. We want to investigate Russia. Okay, great, but we can't investigate the DNC. We got to. If I say, why the hell are we still investigating Russia? Oh, you Kremlin puppet. Okay, fine. Let's investigate Russia, but we should investigate the DNC. Oh, stop relitigating the 2016 election. Well, that's what you're doing. Oh, Kremlin puppet. The problem for today's centrists is that the consensus which made them the center disappeared, and it isn't coming back. Amen. Until they come up with a new agenda, they're claiming territory that no longer exists. So what are they in the center of? Exactly. That's why you're getting your information here. That's why you're coming to YouTube. Because the corporate media is where all the centrists are, and they spew all their centrist bullshit. That's what they do. You guys are smarter than that, and that's why you're coming here. And that's why I got people like Tim Stack supporting the show on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching the show. And remember, make Gotham great again.